Welcome back to PlayStation Corner, my name is Alex and today we're taking a look at my favourite PSN deals coming in under $10 or your local currency, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. It's a decent little week as well, this one, with near all deals proving to be at new all-time low prices. So without luck, hit subscribe, join our growing PlayStation family and let's get started. As always, and I do have a winner to announce for a $10 PSN gift card later in the video and one more to give away. Now all you need to do to enter, drop a comment down below and that winner they'll be announced on the next under $10 video. So first up, 9 Monkeys of Shaolin, it's here rocking 75% off, so that is a sizable discount for sure. It's also a new low price. Now for any side-scrolling beat-em-up fans out there, I think this one, it may well be worth a look. I thought it was overpriced at launch, honestly, but now it is more than fair, and you'll be taking on the role of Fisherman Wei Cheng out to avenge the death of his family and friends. It's all following like this attack on his home. For the genre though, this one, it's a decent length. There's 25 levels to battle through, there's multiple fighting styles and staffs to earn, and then there's even a dash of RPG thanks to perks. There's a few bugs here and there, it captures enemies on the environment just occasionally, but it's nothing that you've not seen before in the genre and it should not be a deal breaker. Shenmue 3 then, that was a controversial one. I'm a huge fan of this series. In fact, I backed the original Kickstarter, waited a long time for this game to drop. For many, the issues, it feels dated by today's standards, honestly. It very much sticks to the formula established by the first 2 entries, and then it doesn't give a conclusion to its story, which I think for many, they were hoping for just a little closure this many years later. Here though, we continue the adventure of Ryo Hasuki out to avenge his father's death. It has a flashback to catch you up on things, but I'd still suggest overcome the original games first, and it's an action RPG with a whole lot of exploration, combat and dialogue. For me, a comparison, the Yakuza series, it kind of picked up and filled that Shenmue shaped hole for me back in the day, and now Yakuza, it is for sure the superior game. A new low price though here of 80% off. Alright, so co-op fans are way out. There's no single player at all in this one, so do be prepared to jump online with this one, playing as basically 2 prisoners. It's a story of escaping prison but also then getting revenge. Some incredible set pieces in here though, and another standout title from the same team as Brothers and It Takes Two. Some great writing throughout though, I really like the world that's been created, and you only need to pick up 1 copy of the game. It includes what's called the Friend Pass, so you can invite someone on the ride at no cost to them. The only catch, the second person on that invite doesn't get the trophies, which still kinda sucks. A new low though of 80% off with PS Plus, 70% without, a price we've seen before. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown then is a steal with 84% off on the base game. That's the price you see above, but if you want more game, do know there's also a deluxe edition on sale for 80% off, and that then throws in the season pass. Now I'm not sure really what I can add to this one that you haven't figured out for yourself. You know, it's an aerial based combat arcade experience. You'll just be taking down a huge amount of enemies. It looks and plays great though. When this first came out, I even picked up a dedicated flight stick for it that really added to the whole experience. They're pretty cheap as well to come by. I actually went on to sell that. I do regret it now honestly, but yeah, look, good stuff, and it even packs some VR compatible content, though I can't say I've ever tried that, but I imagine it's still good stuff. Race fans, CarX drifting is good fun, but it also comes with a huge warning from me, this one. The learning curve on this game is an absolute pain in the ass as you try to learn the way it all works. For me, the reward in this game came after hours of practice and frustration. It's actually incredible once you get a grip of its drift-based action. It's gonna take time though. Race fans though, with a level of patience, it's one of the better representations of drifting, and it falls for me somewhere around a sim with almost a dash of arcade. A huge amount of cars though on offer, customization, online play, it's all here as you would expect, so take a look if you do fancy it. If you've also been unsure as well, this is the cheapest it's ever been if you want to minimise that risk. It's offering 70% off, a new low price with PS Plus, 65% off without. God's Trigger then was actually a relatively recent pickup for me, and it's currently rocking 67% off, a new low price. Not the biggest discount we've seen, but by far one of the cheapest games on today's list. I'd describe this one as not smart, not perfect either, but for sure fun. It's a top-down twin-stick shooter all about killing every enemy in sight with about as much style as possible. What makes it unique, there's a whole host of special powers in here to spice up the action. Why do you have special powers, you may ask? Well, here you team up as an angel and a demon who are killing their way into heaven to stop the apocalypse. I enjoyed it, it's a quick one, average runtime it's right around 5 hours. A super budget option then, and the only match of the week, but I wanted to do an indie highlight, and that is Okunoka Madness, a name I may be pronouncing wrong, but I played this one over on the Switch and it is great stuff and well worth a look. Now, while I can't comment specifically on the PlayStation build either, I want to put that out there should be little to no difference. You are a hero though, that blue blob-like thing on screen, out to save the day, so think platformer, and that's very much what you're getting here. It's not an easy game though, I will say that is for sure. It's embracing the world of Twitch platformers, so think like your Super Meat Boys of the world, but it's packing over 100 levels, and for the price you just cannot knock it. It's a steal at 80% off with PS Plus, 60% without. Heading into the final 3 games then, and we're starting with Knockout City. A surprise hit for me, this one. I didn't have huge hopes going in and I ended up getting hooked. It's a simple enough concept, dodgeball with an almost futuristic spin, but the controls are solid, it's extremely fast paced, the characters, the world are just entertaining, and I think it leans into just being fun over, being really competitive. That said though, it's got depth too if you do want to invest the time, like the ability to pass the ball amongst your team, something I've rarely ever seen, but at 50% off, it's a new low price and I think you'll easily get your money's worth. There's also a free trial as well though if you do want to start first, see if it's going to be for you. That allows you to play until you hit level 25, so it's definitely a good head start. Our penultimate game of the week then, that is Gods Will Fall. Think dungeon crawling roguelike and you get the idea. Now it's simple enough, wash up ashore as a band of 8 warriors, explore and then choose who you will send to war with randomized weapons. It's all based on a Celtic theme, it plays really good, but of course it's also extremely difficult, so just be aware of that going in. The only thing I didn't like with this one, the randomized weapons, it led to this feeling of, some bands of warriors, they're not quite as good as another band, and that feeling of luck in a genre like this, it isn't always a good one. 60% off though with PS Plus, that is a new low, bringing it just about sub $10. It's going to be 50% off without. There's also then a deluxe edition that's a few extra bucks, but if you want some extra content, think new weapons, classes and items, that might be worth a look as well. Our winner of the week then, that is for the $10 PSN gift card. It's going to Roger B, who's just going to be working on that backlog until this next sale. Congrats to Roger, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Our final game of the week then, easy pick, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. The classic side-scrolling brawler finally returned to consoles, and it is as good as ever. It's basing itself on the visual novel and movie of the same name, of course, but you're out to battle it out against the 7 evil exes to win your love. It packs in previously released DLC though, a ton of characters to play as, you can level up, learn new skills, there's extra modes as well, and yeah, I just don't think you can go wrong. It supports online up to 4 players as well, and the pixel work, the soundtrack by Anna Managuchi, both stunning and worth the price of admission alone. If you ever played this back in the day though, absolutely worth it, and newcomers, it's for sure not an easy game, but it's one of the better entries in the genre in a long time. 50% off, it marks a new low price and it brings it to a super budget price point. And that's another week down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week, or are you holding onto that cash? 10 great games though, 9 all-time new low prices. For me, that is a good week, but let me know if you've picked anything up in the comments down below. Without other luck, hit subscribe, join our growing PlayStation family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.